everyone, Tyler Lee here, one-third of your hosts for the Nerd Cult podcast, bringing you this video review for Xanathar's Guide to Everything. This much-anticipated tome of knowledge is the first full rules expansion for D&D's 5th edition version of the game. As I said, a lot of people were really looking forward to it, so why don't we dive right in? Xanathar's Guide to Everything is, as I said, the first full rule expansion for 5th edition for D&D's 5th edition. It's cut into 3 sections, Chapter 1 being character options, Chapter 2 being tools for the DM, and Chapter 3 being allotment of spells, with Appendix A and B having other things that can help you out. As I said, Chapter 1 is character options, and that is where you will find probably what most people will consider the coolest part of Xanathar's Guide to Everything, which is the 31 new subclasses. As anyone who has ever created a character on Dungeons & Dragons knows, once you get to about somewhere between level 1 and 3, you're asked to choose a subclass for your character, and this determines what special abilities they get and so forth throughout the game as you level up. While Xanathar's Guide to Everything brings 31 new subclasses into the mix. All of the classes get brand new subclasses. Most get 3, rogues get 4, yay rogues, and a couple other ones get 1 or 2, but no one's missing out at all. All 31 new subclasses are very, very interesting and look like they can add not only some new mechanics that maybe people haven't seen before or haven't seen since previous editions of the game or even in previous incarnations in Pathfinder, but also just a lot more fun. Many favorites return, such as the Samurai and the Arcane Archer for the Fighter, and one of my personal favorites, the Drunken Master for the Monk, because who doesn't love going through your D&D campaign being Jackie Chan? They also have a variety of new options, such as the Storm Herald for the Barbarian, which allows you to gain fire, cold, and lightning resistances or deal damage of the same type, depending on what region or type of weather you choose when you choose to become a Storm Herald. Also, there is the one that stood out to me was the Sun Soul for the Monk, which allows you to shoot beams of fire and light from your hands. Many anime fans will probably find that very, very compelling. Dragon Ball Z. But these are only 2 of, as I said, 31 new subclasses. Now, beyond the new subclasses, there comes a wealth of character customization options. Basically, they're helping you create the character that you truly want to give your character a truly unique feel. These include, but are not limited to, choosing certain superstitions for your character, choosing treasured items that they carry around, occupations, parents, other items. If you do have a nemesis, personal goals. Many, many, many things that go into making your character basically whatever you want them to be. Chapter 2 is where the book really shows what it's capable of. Xanathar's Guide to Everything's Chapter 2 is the Dungeon Master's Tools. And within the Dungeon Master's Tools, you will find not only alternative rules to things like falling, sleeping in your armor, and different ways to handle downtime, you'll also find an expanded set of rules to help you with things that you were probably already rigging yourself, customizing yourself, but this gives you tables and more rule sets to kind of help you along your way. And if you're a DM like me, any kind of help is appreciated because it can get very, very strenuous thinking on the fly, coming up with things. It also provides several tables for random encounters in areas and tables to give your monsters personality, to give them reason for why they're there. And of course, it comes with a slew of new magic items that you can gift or set upon your team of adventurers. Chapter 3 I won't talk much about, because Chapter 3 is totally dedicated to the new spells. Now, let me be clear, when I say new spells, I mean a lot of new spells. There are a ton of new spells, and they are all very, very interesting spells. They have the capacity to make your adventure very unique. Not all of them will be considered what some would say useful, but I will say that all of them deserve a look. because they can definitely change up your spell repertoire. I will say, for players, it'll be a nice book to have. It'll be a nice book to have if you're simply playing Dungeons and Dragons as a regular player character. It's a fun investment. The subclasses are out of this world neat and very fun to peruse through, and the spells, obviously if you're a spellcaster of any type, you're going to want to look at the new spells and see what they have to offer. But Xanathar's Guide to Everything is probably best when in the hands of the DM, simply because the allotment of new rules and expansions that it provides you. Granted, it is stuff that you're probably doing already without Xanathar's Guide to Everything, but it's stuff you were doing because you didn't know how to do anything else. It's when things came up that you weren't sure about, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything now has those rules for you. So, if you're a player character and thinking about being a DM, or if you're just wanting to go a little bit different with your character, maybe the player's handbook doesn't have quite what you're looking for, get Xanathar's Guide to Everything. It'll give you exactly what you want. If you are a DM, period, no matter what, if you're a DM, get Xanathar's Guide to Everything. It'll give you a lot more tools, and it'll make your DMing sessions not only a lot easier, but it'll make them a lot funner. As far as this nice little tome goes, I think that's about everything. So, DMs, players, go ahead and give it a try. You'll be glad you did. I'm Tyler Lee, and this has been a video review of Xanathar's Guide to Everything. See you later.